Welcome to Health 2660. Here we don't just talk about health, we tell the stories that heal. Now please listen to the story. The world swam before Agnes's eyes, a Monet painting gone blurry. At 67, she cherished the quiet rituals that colored her days. The gentle spray of water on her thirsty ferns, the fragrant steam rising from her peppermint tea, the well-worn pages of her Bible illuminated by the dawn's soft glow. But lately, a disquieting intruder had been disrupting her peace. The sacred words, once etched in her heart, now resembled dancing, indecipherable hieroglyphs. She squinted, strained, and finally surrendered, reaching for her ever-present reading glasses. Another year, another stronger pair. She sighed, the weight of dependence settling heavy on her chest. It was a frustrating cycle, each new prescription, a stark reminder of her fading connection to the world. The doctor, a young man with kind eyes, but a seemingly immutable opinion, had confirmed her fears. "It's just age, Agnes. Happens to the best of us. Your vision is changing perfectly normal. We'll adjust your prescription, and you'll be good to go." His words, though well-intentioned, offered little solace. She plastered on a polite smile, but inside, a wave of resignation washed over her. Was this her fate? To passively watch as her eyesight deteriorated year after year, each new prescription a symbol of her diminishing independence. That evening, slumped at her kitchen table, the offending glasses perched precariously on her nose, she navigated the digital wilderness of her ancient iPad. Lost in a sea of cat videos and clickbait headlines, something caught her eye. A video thumbnail promised the impossible: do this daily to avoid glasses forever. A lifetime of cautious skepticism warred with a desperate yearning for hope. Curiosity, that mischievous imp, won. She clicked. For the next 30 minutes, Agnes remained transfixed. It wasn't the visual clarity that held her captive. The video was grainy and the lighting poor, but the sheer audacity of the message. The man on the screen, a doctor with a gentle demeanor and a reassuring voice, presented a radical idea. "Your eyes," he declared, "are not isolated entities. They are intricately connected to your nervous system. Vision isn't solely about the eyes themselves. It's about your brain, your circulation, your metabolism, your entire body." He went on to explain how glasses, while offering temporary relief, merely addressed the symptom, not the underlying cause. He spoke of the insidious effects of stress, chronic inflammation, poor blood flow, and even improper posture on visual acuity. Agnes felt a flicker of recognition, a spark of understanding ignite within her. It was as if someone had finally connected the dots, revealing a hidden landscape she had long overlooked. The next morning, Agnes found herself standing before her bathroom mirror, a newfound determination etched on her face. She followed the doctor's instructions, rubbing her palms together vigorously until they radiated a comforting warmth. Gently, she cupped her hands over her closed eyes, allowing the heat to penetrate. She inhaled deeply, savoring the sensation, then exhaled slowly, releasing the tension she had unknowingly been holding. It felt strange, almost childish, like engaging in a game of make-believe. But beneath the initial awkwardness, a sense of profound calm settled over her. She repeated the exercise that evening, and again the following morning. It was becoming a ritual, a sacred moment of self-care. That week, Agnes unearthed an old forgotten notebook and christened its first page with a bold title, "Vision Foods." She meticulously transcribed the list, from the video each item, a potential ally in her quest for better sight. Egg yolks, leafy greens, and vibrant bell peppers, packed with the powerful antioxidants, lutein and zeaxanthin, essential for macular health. Salmon and sardines, brimming with DHA, a crucial omega-3 fatty acid that nourishes the retina. Pumpkin seeds and lean lamb, rich in zinc, a vital mineral for overall eye function. Cod liver oil, a potent source of real bioavailable vitamin A, crucial for the health of the retina and cornea. Lamb, she conceded, was a luxury she couldn't afford on a weekly basis. But she resolutely added a tin of wild sardines, a bag of spinach, and a colorful assortment of red and yellow bell peppers to her grocery list. She religiously added a boiled egg to her breakfast, transforming it into a mini vision feast. One small change at a time, she told herself, and a genuine smile bloomed on her face, not just because she was taking positive action, but because for the first time in years, she didn't feel utterly helpless. A few days later, she cautiously embarked on the eye exercises, a series of gentle movements designed to strengthen and revitalize her ocular muscles. She settled at the kitchen table, a space that had become her sanctuary, and held up her thumb, focusing intently on its tip. Then she shifted her gaze to the vast, undulating field behind her house, a panorama of green and gold stretching towards the horizon. Back to her thumb, back to the field, near, far, near, far. She repeated the exercise, slowly, deliberately imbuing each movement with intention. She wasn't expecting a miracle, some instantaneous return to 20/20 vision. But it felt like a workout for her eyes, a gentle awakening of muscles that had long been neglected. Next, she tackled the second exercise, a slow, deliberate exploration of her visual field. Up, down, side to side, in languid circles. She could actually feel her eye muscles, tiny, delicate structures, stirring to life. It was a subtle sensation, barely perceptible, but undeniably present. About 2 weeks into her self-directed vision program, Agnes reached for her glasses. One morning, the familiar automatic gesture ingrained in her muscle memory. But then she paused. She tentatively opened her Bible, the pages falling open to a familiar passage from Psalms. She could make out the first few lines. Still slightly blurry, yes, but undeniably better. She blinked rapidly, willing her eyes to cooperate. She squeezed them shut for a moment, then opened them, slowly, breathing deeply. And then it happened. The words snapped into focus, not with perfect clarity, but with a noticeable improvement. Tears welled up in her eyes, not tears of frustration or despair, but tears of profound relief and unexpected hope. It wasn't perfect vision, not by a long shot, but she could see again, with her own eyes. She hadn't consciously registered the gradual decline, the slow erosion of her visual acuity. But now she was acutely aware of the quiet return, the gentle restoration. As she diligently adhered to her new habits, she began to understand the underlying principles, the subtle yet profound ways in which her actions were impacting her vision. Blinking slowly and deliberately, a conscious effort to spread lubricating tears evenly across her eyes, helped alleviate dryness and combat the gritty sensation that had become her constant companion. Reducing her screen time in the evenings, particularly the hours before bed, gave her eyes a much-needed respite from the harsh blue light emitted by her iPad, allowing her to fall asleep more easily and wake up feeling more refreshed. Cod liver oil capsules, a somewhat unpleasant but ultimately rewarding addition to her daily routine, helped replenish her vitamin A, stores a crucial nutrient for maintaining the health of her retina and cornea. Posture exercises, simple stretches designed to realign her spine and release tension in her neck and shoulders, and gentle neck movements improved blood flow to her head and eyes, nourishing the delicate tissues responsible for sight. It all added up, not to a miraculous overnight transformation, but to a steady incremental improvement, a gentle momentum in the right direction. It was a partnership with her body, a conscious effort to work in harmony with its natural healing abilities. One Sunday morning, during her weekly women's circle at church, Agnes felt compelled to share her experience. Hesitantly, she recounted her journey from the initial despair of accepting age-related vision loss to the unexpected hope sparked by a late-night internet video. "I used to believe that declining eyesight was just an inevitable part of getting older," she said softly, holding up her glasses, a symbol of her former dependence. "But now I believe that we can actively participate in our own healing. We can work with our bodies, nourish them, and support their natural ability to thrive instead of passively accepting decline." A few women nodded thoughtfully, their eyes reflecting a mixture of curiosity and cautious optimism. One woman, her face etched with the lines of worry, reached for a pen and a scrap of paper, eager to jot down notes. Agnes smiled a genuine, heartfelt smile that radiated from within. She wasn't a doctor, a scientist, or a vision expert, just a grandmother with a pocket full of hope and a pantry stocked with sardines. But she had stumbled upon a profound truth, that healing wasn't always about expensive medications or invasive surgeries. Sometimes it was about paying attention, listening to the whispers of your body, and taking small, consistent actions every single day. At her follow-up appointment with her optometrist, the same young man who had so confidently dismissed her concerns months earlier, Agnes was met with a look of surprise. "Huh," he said, flipping through her chart, his brow furrowed in concentration. "Your vision hasn't worsened. Actually, some of your numbers are even better than they were last time. Have you been doing anything different?" Agnes smiled a knowing smile that held a hint of mischief. "Just taking care of my eyes," she replied, her voice gentle but firm, inside and out. She didn't elaborate, didn't launch into a detailed explanation of her dietary changes, eye exercises, and lifestyle adjustments. She didn't need to, because for the first time in years, she walked out of that office feeling in control, empowered to shape her own health and well-being. Not cured, not magically restored to perfect vision, but empowered. That evening, she sat outside on her porch swing, a steaming mug of peppermint tea warming her hands. No glasses, just her eyes open and receptive to the world around her. The sky, painted in hues of orange, pink, and purple, looked sharper, more vibrant than she remembered. The grass, freshly mowed and still damp with dew, looked greener, more alive. And the words on the page of her beloved Bible, illuminated by the soft glow of the setting sun, slowly but surely returned to her one letter at a time. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows across the field, she whispered to herself a quiet affirmation of her newfound power. "I'm still seeing clearly, and I'm not done yet." She knew the journey wasn't over. There would be good days and bad days, moments of clarity and moments of blurriness. But she had learned the invaluable lesson that she was not a passive victim of aging, but an active participant in her own healing. Health 2660. Thanks you for listening. We'll see you in the next video, and until then, be kind to yourself.